guys, Tim Shea, team leader here at Keller Williams Evolution. I've got two of my favorite people here, James and Patricia Mitchell, the Mitchell team here. I just wanted to take a few minutes to talk with them about their journey in real estate, and particularly having been here at KW and then moving away for a little bit and then coming back. This has been something that we've been seeing a lot lately. Current market conditions, for whatever reason, are causing people to come back to what I call home, right? And maybe it's the security. I don't know what it is, a familiar place. But I'd love to just talk to you a little bit about, your journey here. When did you guys start at KW?
2005.
2005, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. And then how long did you work here?
Until 2012.
2012, okay. And then you took an opportunity to go somewhere else.
Yep, a luxury brand, boutique firm.
Boutique firm. So can you talk a little bit more about that? Like, what was that decision driven by?
Yeah, well, part of it was the fact that we felt at the time that Keller Williams wasn't doing a great job with luxury real estate. And at that point in our career, as we were maturing as agents, we really wanted to do some higher end sales. Okay. So that was kind of the key motivator. Yeah. We were there for 4 years. We found out quite quickly that it really wasn't the right match for our personalities and our way of doing business. And I would never say anything bad about that company. It's a very good company. They do a lot of things extremely well. But if you asked us, and you have asked us before, why did we come back? And I basically tell you succinctly, it's 4 T's: training, mm-hmm. technology, teamwork, and trust. Mm. And those 4 T's were the motivators for us to come back, and happy to elaborate on each of those if you like.
Yeah. I mean, I've often said that there's, when I talk to new recruits or agents that, I talk to, there's no other place that I ever want to work with, right? Because everything that I ever need is built into the ecosystem here. I often will use the example about early in my career, that train of importance was led by a dollar sign, right? There were other elements in that train that I never got the opportunity to pull out. Mm. And it wasn't until I got to Keller Williams that I understood what those elements were, that if I let them take precedent, the dollar sign would come tenfold. It's driven by a culture. A rising tide lifts all boats, but then having the ability to grow and take your business wherever you want to go. But if we can work our way backwards, talk about trust,
Yeah. Well, trust, what does that mean?
Well, trust for me was probably one of the things I'd talk about last, but since you brought it up, trust for me, it's not so much about trusting the company, but it's about trusting the direction of the company. Mm-hmm. You have a difference between a top-down management style where you have, the owners making decisions, and then the realtors being kind of the worker bees who get it done. Yeah. With Keller Williams, it's really the opposite model. It's the owner, the owner remains kind of in the background. They set the tone and they set the programs, but it's really bottom-up management. It's because it's all about the agents. The agents are first. The agents are involved in the way the office is run, the decisions we make, and that flows through everything here. So it's having trust that your broker owner has your best interest and your personal career and success at heart and at the top of their minds. Yeah. And that's different than working, for a smaller boutique where the motivations were clearly not bad, but just different.
Yeah.
Also, I think that trust goes to the fact that I trust that our broker owner, Jason, is going to be listening to the trends, going with the trends, being ahead of the rest of the firms. Yeah. And I think that's very true. He is, and is just being very innovative. That's very exciting for us.
Yeah. It's, I too started in 2005. We know that. And one of the reasons why I chose to jump into the team leader role is that I knew that there was a shift and a change in the market itself. And in order for us, a lot of the things that we know, which are the staples, the core things, those aren't going to change. But so much around that and how we do business is going to change. So in order to have a brokerage that is going to prepare our agents and ourselves for a next iteration of real estate, you've got to take and make some bold moves. And I knew that's where we were going. So that to me was really a key component of kind of helping be a part of that process and stepping out of my real estate business to help affect those change and make sure that all of us realtors are prepared for what's around the corner, which we're seeing right now in the marketplace. Can you talk a little bit more about the other elements that you were mentioning?
Well, to mention the two that you kind of alluded to, and those are both very, very key points. The training and the technology kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Keller Williams has been recognized as the top training company, in the world, not just for real estate companies, but for all companies. The training here is second to none. And the training comes at three levels. It comes at local level, it comes at a regional level, and it comes at a national level. And they're all exceptional. The technology is also second to none. When you compare our new command platform, it's kind of like comparing, if you look at other platforms or other agencies, it'd be like comparing a DC-3 to the space shuttle.
Yeah.
I mean, we really are leaps and bounds ahead of everyone with technology. Yeah. Those two in concert with each other give us a huge edge in the marketplace.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you feel the same way.
I do. I think the biggest thing for me actually is the other T that we haven't mentioned, which is teamwork.
Yeah.
Because in this market, I want to feel like everybody's on my team and we're all working towards the same goals. And it's pretty cutthroat right now. And to have your office and everybody in it behind you and wanting to work and help you succeed is just phenomenal, I think.
Yeah. That is one of the other core elements when I talk to new recruits and say, well, there's differences in what brokerages will provide you, but the common theme here is that we are a rising tide lifts all boats. I mean, just look at this example right here. I've asked you to come and talk about your experiences. I know that there are agents and other brokerages that won't share that, and you guys come from contribution at every turn. You are an amazing leader and an example here of a giver's gain mentality, because so many people learn from you guys. What do you think about the road that lay ahead and your decision to come back to KW?
Well, I don't want to miss the point here about, yes, we help by teaching classes and sharing information, but as much as we might give in terms of our education and our knowledge, we also receive in return equal knowledge. I've gone to brand new agent panels and learned things. Yeah. We can all learn from everybody at every level. And for, say, even a solo agent, the big trend in real estate right now is with teams and bigger teams. If you come here, even as a solo agent, you are still part of a team. Right. You have a team leader in yourself. We have a transaction coordination services. We have marketing services. We have unbelievable local training with Kathy Brogan. There's coaching, there's mentoring. You have a built-in team, regardless of your affiliation, whether you're a team by the brokerage definition or not. You're still part of a team. And I don't like that acronym that together everyone achieves more, but it really is true. So I'm sorry, I lost the thread of your question.
No, that's okay. And I'm glad you did that too, because if we go back to when we both started in 2005, we have always been a teach yourself how to fish type of company. You mentioned Keller Williams is world renowned for training. As you mentioned, the number one training company, not just within real estate, but many different verticals. But at that point in time, we didn't have the ecosystem to say, okay, you're not the type of people that want to learn how to fish. You just want to be given the fish, right? So what we've done is we've created that ecosystem so that our agents want for nothing. Right. You just walk into
however they want to conduct their business, they're allowed to conduct their business that way and encouraged in however they're doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Choose your style, choose your model. Yeah, but also take advantage of the resources that are available.
Absolutely. Yeah. So where I went to was, you've been in the industry long enough and are well respected for your opinions. Where do you think we're heading, and how do you see that affecting the real estate industry as we knew it?
I can speak to that in a couple of ways. I mean, the technology is really taking over. A lot of the old ways of doing business are no longer as accessible. So we're having to do much more. I recently was at a conference where we talked about layers, where it's social media, but it's not just Facebook. It's all social media. It's texting, it's videos, it's door knocking, it's mailers, it's everything. So that becomes a challenge because there's more work for us to get attention in a noisy marketplace. Yeah. So that's a big difference. The other thing I think that we do really well here is just collaboration with each other and the sharing of ideas. Yeah. And the classes that are even taught here locally are fabulous, whether it's scripting classes or marketing techniques. It's all here. If you want it, well, it's taught here and it's available to you. most of it free or at very little cost.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I think Keller Williams also does a really good job of bringing in other related industries to real estate, attorneys and lenders and other vendors that are supportive of the real estate industry, and exposes that it gets everybody together to be able to learn and come up with new ideas together.
Absolutely. Yeah. We have a very large audience pool that it's beneficial to bring in our closing attorneys, to bring in our lenders, create offerings so that we can enhance that for those people who we consider to be part of our extended family.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's such an interesting time. I've seen it change so much over just the last year. And I love the technology that we have. I love the opportunities that we have. I love that we're kind of venturing, I called it moonwalking in another session with our region, that we're really choosing to kind of moonwalk a little bit here. We're walking in territory that nobody really has walked into. And there's something adventurous about it. Any parting words for agents that are struggling right now at other firms? One of the things we didn't mention too, and you mentioned Kathy Brogan, we, being a teach yourself how to fish type of company, we've never handed out leads in the past before. Mm-hmm. It's always been something that we as agents have to kind of figure out what fits into our funnel that we put into our database. Now that we have that database and we own that database, our agents own that database, nobody's going to take that away. We also have a funnel within the company here that can generate high effective vetted out leads through our TeamBridge model. But somebody coming into the industry, and I know that you in particular work with a lot of newer agents and really mentor a lot of newer agents. What's your advice to them?
Well, my advice would be that the world is changing post-COVID, and with the economy kind of teetering on the brink of maybe a recession right now, there's a lot of fear in the marketplace. And the best way to combat the fear is through knowledge and education. We have to be the brokers who have the resources, the data, and the information to help people make informed decisions about their future. When you hear things like the market is going to crash, we're going into a recession, prices are going to drop, there's a lot of misinformation, and we need to be dealing with factual information from trusted sources and confidently be able to portray that or, teach people that in our marketplace so that they can make decisions based on what's best for them, not on something they hear nationally on some news channel. All real estate is local. What's going on here is local. And I still firmly believe that you need a local broker with local knowledge to help educate you about your most important financial decisions, which are buying and selling, investing in real estate.
Yeah.
For the agent too, though, this is becoming, we see the trend of moving towards a consumer focused business where everything comes back to making it as easy as possible for the consumer.
Right.
So that one-stop shopping that we're talking about in this office, the whole package for an agent coming in to have access to all of that and not to have to go outside of your office to contact any of those people or have any of those services, I think is just brilliant.
Yeah.
And that's the wave of the future for me.
I'm glad you brought that up because that's exactly what we're doing here at the Market Center. But that for agents, we have to be, and we're always taught to be that resource for our clients, right?
Yeah.
And we may have a connection here or there, but those that know how to do this have it built into the ecosystem of their business and have it at the drop of a hat and are handing it ahead of time. So
a new agent, that's a great bonus for them coming into the company.
One-stop
have
shopping.
that there.
Yeah.
And let the realtor be the source of all information, whether it's an attorney, a lender, a home inspector, a contractor, a mover. We can provide access to all of that as a team. Yeah. And it really does help that Keller Williams has helped pull those resources together so that we can offer them to our clients.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Well, I'm grateful for both of you for all you do here. Thank you for taking some time. And now you know why, right? This is important to go ahead and talk to people and their experiences. And, I know that if anybody has any questions, they can reach out to you. You guys know where to find them, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for all that you do, Tim.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
It's a pleasure being part of this family.
Yeah, well, I'm grateful to have both of you. Thank you so much.
All right.
Take care, guys.
Take care.
Bye. Glad we didn't go outside.
Yeah.